And today, man, I want to open up to y'all. Are y'all all right? Y'all ready for me to open up? I hope y'all are. I got a treat. I got a treat for y'all. I'm opening up to y'all. I want to just tell y'all about me. Who is Mark besides the guy that come on here and talk about some stuff? Antonio said, like that shirt, man. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Listen, man, just want to share this with y'all. I just want to share this with y'all, man. I don't know how y'all see me. Some of y'all might think I'm perfect. I'm far from perfect. I had some bed. It said H free. What you gonna talk about is what he said. Listen, somebody said share what? Okay, I'm sharing. Hey, first of all, make sure y'all like this video, share this video to get it out to more people. What I'm talking about, first of all, I'm just tell y'all, man, I made a lot of mistakes as a teenager, got involved with drugs, trying to hustle in the street, in the projects. I was raised by a single parent, hustling in the projects. Deuce, I guess, is that Korean or what is that? I don't know that language. But anyway, made mistakes, hustling in the streets, man, got involved in a lot of stuff in the northeastern area of the country. Micah said, hey, and end up going to prison. Yeah, I end up going to prison, man, for trafficking, narcotics. End up going to prison for trafficking narcotics. So what I do today, man, I try to encourage young people, and I want to say this, man, to any young people that's in the streets. Micah said, "This is my first time watching." Micah Flemings, welcome to the channel. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel. I hope, Kiso, we could make a movie with your story. It sounds inspiring seeing where you are now. Yes, it is. I also have a book. It's going to show backwards on there, but don't worry about that. My book is 100 Years, A Journey to End a Vicious Cycle. And what the 100 years represent is like collectively, my family wasted 100 years in prison. Like me, my brother, and a couple of my cousins, man. So my goal and my journey is to end that cycle. I decided, man, it's going to stop with me, at least me and my direct family. So that's my goal. He said, I'm away. God cannot tell a story. He said, I'm away. God cannot tell a story. Hold on. Good day, good day or evening, sir. How do you do? I'm new here. Hey, let me get this. Hey, anybody new here, man? I want to welcome y'all to this live, man. Today I'm talking about me, the mistakes I made, but I also want to encourage young people and tell young people if you're in the streets, involved in the drugs or any of that, it don't matter. Whatever you're doing in the streets, man, I tell you to get out them streets right now before it's too late. Because the streets only going to lead to a couple things if you don't already know. Prison, death, or some type of mental institution, addictions. That's all the streets gonna give you, man. So if you in them streets, man, get out of the streets while you got your life, man. While you got your health and your strength, get out them streets, man. Like I mentioned, man, I got the book. I'm not just advertising the book. My book is available on Amazon. 100 years, and I know it's showing backwards on the camera, but this book, I wrote this book to try to help some young people as well as some older people, man. My goal is to help as many people as I can. And where that 100 years come from is my family collectively wasted 100 years in prison, me included. I was raised by a single mother in a housing project up in the northeastern section of the country. And that's when I got involved in selling drugs because in my mind, I thought that was the only way for me to make money. It ain't no excuse, but that I'm just telling you my truth, man. And what I've been doing since I've been home, I've been on a mission to break that cycle, man. I've been on a mission to break that cycle. Let me see what we got. Let me see what we got. CJ. Hey, says surely someone who went to jail is not best place to advise people on how not to go. I beg to differ with you, man. I think I'm more qualified than somebody educated, and I got education, man. This is a picture of one of my degrees. So I ain't just no clown off the street. I came out here and got several degrees, but that's beside the point. I don't even talk about my degrees, but I'm qualified just by those experiences. I can tell you what caused me to think, what messed my mind up to even get me to go to the streets. Somebody, an educated teacher might not be able to tell you that part, man. So I do have another side to share. But thanks for your thoughts, though, man. Hey, dude, let him speak. Dude said obvious. Okay. It's hard to stop selling drugs. Black Moon said it's hard to stop selling drugs. We be addicted like the junkie who want to smoke. Listen, man, you know, while I was in prison, I attended a lot of like self-help programs. And that's one of the things that they get us to look at. Because we don't look at ourselves like addicts. But that was a good point, man. But it is addictive. You get addicted to the lifestyle, to the lies, to the fake friends, and all the fakeness around you because you got money or whatever it is. And Antonio said, peace, brother. Preach. He said, preach. I'm from Chicago, so I know how the streets are. Man, Chicago is serious. I was, you know, more in the Philadelphia area, Philadelphia, New Jersey, New York City, all in that East Coast area. That was my stomping grounds. But thanks for sharing that. He said, Bella, not many choices for people in the projects. Yeah, and sometimes we can get caught up. We can get caught up in the mindset and feel like there's no choices. There's always choices, but we don't see them resources readily available in our face. But we do see the guy down the street riding a Mercedes, somebody with the jewelry. We see that. And so we convince ourselves that we can do that. And we understand that our life is on the line. Most of us who being real with ourselves, we do understand that our lives are on the line, because if you on the streets, your life is on the line every day. Let me continue on. Zima said, what if we knee deep in the streets? Listen, that's something serious. And I know it ain't gonna be no switch that you just gonna get out the streets right now, but you need to be on the process of getting out, man. Those who got money, and I'm not telling you to launder money, but if you got money, man, try to do something positive with that stuff. Get a job on the side. Even though you got money, you might want to get a job on the side. So you got to start that process, because if you got that money, it's people that know you got that money. It's going to be some people that's going to want to come get that money. So it ain't just the police. You got the people that's hating, jealousy, and people that just hungry that want to get that money. So you better be careful in that street, man. Anybody in the streets, man, I encourage you to get out them streets, man. It ain't all them TVs and movies. After they go to jail and get 20 years, the next week, the next episode, they write out. That ain't reality. The reality is, once you gone, it's you gone, man. It's over with. And you don't only put yourself in danger, you put everybody that you love in danger. Because if them boys come and get you and your grandmom is there, they're not going to say, grandma, move out the way. We don't want to harm grandma. Everybody going to get it. So I encourage y'all, man, if you're in the streets, man, get out them streets, man. I'm talking from experience. I paid the cost. I got out. I wrote the book, 100 Years, A Journey to End a Vicious Cycle. And that 100 years represent my family collectively wasted 100 years in prison, man. So now my goal, man, is to help as many people as I can before it's too late. Because don't wait till we at a funeral and everybody coming to the funeral with the RIP on the shirt. He was real. I loved him. This and that. It's too late then, man. Let's help our young people before that happens, man. He said I was turned out to crack cocaine and sell drugs back in '88. It's so hard. Yeah, that's when they had all the mandatory sentence. I've been addicted to selling drugs for decades. Yeah, I know a lot of people been caught up, but don't make no excuses, man. You got to be able to do something else, because guess what? The drug game is over with. It's over with, man. And if they want you, they can come get you any day, man. Don't put yourself in that position. Cynic said, wow, sir, are you an author? I would buy and read your book. The book is available on Amazon if you would like to get the book. It's available on Agar said, have you been to prison? Yeah, I've been to prison, man. I made the choices and I had to pay the consequences. Agar asked me, have I been to prison? Yeah, I've been to prison. I did a long time too. John said, oh yeah, let me know how I can get used to the book, how I can get it. The book is available on Amazon, man. 100 years. Let me show y'all again. It's going to show backwards on this screen. 100 years, a journey to end a vicious cycle. And that vicious cycle is the streets, drugs, and all that goes with it. Dude said, respect your story. Thank you, man. And I don't come here to just, because I'm not just trying to sell nothing, but I do want to help as many people as I can help, man. I know it's a trap. I fell in the trap. I did well over, let me just tell y'all, to be honest, man, I did 2 years the first time and got out, didn't learn my lesson. Within 1 year, I went back and ended up doing 13 years, man. So I gave the system 15 years of my life being an idiot, trying to be in them streets, selling drugs. Cynic, thank you. He said, I'm sorry for what you've been through, but glad to hear you're working hard to break the family cycle. Listen, man, I want to say this, man. Make sure y'all like this video, man. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you can be notified anytime I make a video. Cool Cheetah said, there's no street culture to even get into where I'm from. Man, you blessed, man, because it ain't no excuse. Everybody got to be responsible for the choices they make. But it's people even in the suburbs that do crazy stuff. But it's just that within the project that I grew up in, it was readily available, man. If you want to get on, you can just walk down to the block. And if they trust you, you can eventually get on. Richard said, Crosby, break the cycle. I'm going to break the cycle. Neva said, bro, is just surreal. That's right, Mark, preach. Antonio said, that's right, Mark, preach. Trans Kid said, my Tyler came out. Okay. Okay, I'm going to answer that. You might be joking, but somebody said my Tyler came out as trans. Can you give me advice? Just love the child, man. That's your child. That's as far as I'm going with that. Love that child. I don't know if you're being serious or what, but love that child. Bella said, education brings confidence. Confidence brings hope. Hope brings peace. Confucius. Powerful. That's what I did, man. On the back of my book, man, you see, that's one of my degrees right there. So I didn't just stop. Once I came home, I wanted to make a difference. So I did pursue some college degrees. Thank you for that. Nathan, you said, bro, is Yeshu? You mean Yeshua, like Jesus? Who you talking about? Is he real? You asked me if somebody real. I don't know who you're talking about, man. Help me out. You talking about Jesus? Yeshua? Who you talking about? Albert Einstein said, hey, you want to follow my religion? I'm not really big into religions though, man, but I appreciate you. Sinet says, sir, if you don't mind me asking, what do you do for a living other than writing books? I do a lot of stuff, man. One of the main things I was doing is giving back. I got a nonprofit organization. So, giving back to young people. That's one of the things. I was working at a youth facility at one time for troubled teenagers. Erase said, that's not true. I don't know what you're talking about. Einstein, my religion motto is be curious. Okay. Peterman said, why is the reinforcement of negative violence, racist victim mentality, and culture looked at so positively when Black America don't believe they should ever be responsible for their actions? Listen, my brother, I don't know where you get it back, get that from, man? When I came up, there's a whole heap of people I know that went to jail and they did their time. So far as taking responsibility, we do that. We did that with honor, man. You understand that? Ain't no victim. We was under what's called minimum mandatory. Man, we got slapped. It's some people that had a little bit of drugs and got slapped in the head with mandatory time. But now when it reached other demographics, they giving them programs. They gave us prison. So ain't no victim mentality. I don't know where you get your information from, but that's a lie from the pits of hell, man. Most black people I know, they served their time. Ain't no victim mentality. But I know that's pumped on Fox News, man. Right now, I'm just telling you a story. Just get the information. Victim mentality. What in the world? Ultramagnetic Mango said the black people. Okay. Nice short. Hey, listen, man, let me say this real quick. Make sure you like this video, man. If you have not done it, go and subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. I'm talking about the mistakes I made in my life, man. You know, selling drugs in the community. But in addition to that, I'm encouraging young people, man, to get out those streets while you got your life, man. Get out the streets while you got your life. Get out the streets, do something else. Because the drug game, that gang culture, that's not what's up, man. Get out of them streets, man, and do something with your life. Peter said, or stand up and take the consequences they bring. If you don't get out them streets, man, you take them consequences. But the sad thing about it, though, they make and handle the consequences. But it's your loved ones. See, we don't consider that. We be like, yeah, anything happened to me, I can handle it. I ain't worried about it. But you're not thinking about how your mom gonna feel, how your dad gonna feel, your grandmom, or any brothers and sisters. We don't consider other people. Pinky said, great stuff, man. At least you're trying. Thank you. Richard said, funny how the billionaires can get subsidized to enrich them more, yet don't invest in the poor and marginalized folks. That would be too much like right. Yeah, man. And then what we try to do, we try to be innovative and try to create things for ourselves. Some of us create some, I know some people who became like promoters, they concert promoters. They doing pretty good. But then some people go right to the streets, man, because it's so easy and so readily available right there. So some people, not to make no excuse for nobody. I'm not being a victim. I'm not blaming nobody. But I'm just telling you, within the streets, man, some people just go to that. They go to robberies, stealing. Some people sell drugs. I didn't believe in stealing, so I kind of justified that selling drugs would be okay. It's better than taking it because whoever buy the drugs is doing it willingly. That was my type of thinking at the time. I think a little bit different now. Anthony said, I'm the only black male nurse. Anthony Jackson said, I'm the only black nurse with 500 staff members. That's sad. That's sad, man. But that's good for you. Congratulations to you, man. That's some good stuff. Race is a social construct we all shades of wheat. Okay. Drugs are a drag. Yeah, but there's a lot of people on drugs. It don't matter if they pills, heroin, opioids, you know, cocaine, marijuana, because they call marijuana the gateway drug. And what that means, right, when they call marijuana the gateway drug, all it means is most people who get high, they started with marijuana. Because it's cool, you smoke your weed, blase, blase. But some people graduate from marijuana. Michael Smith said, dude, prison not for me. Listen, prison ain't, listen, man. Prison is not for me, man. And I was so crazy at the time, I went back. Like I said, I did 2 years the first time, 13 years the second time. Total of 15 years. Somebody asked, what kind of drugs did I, hold on, where is that? I lost it. It said, did you, okay. What kind of drugs you used to like? See, that's the thing, man. I don't glorify none of my past. I don't do that. But yeah, I did marijuana before, did some, other stuff before too. My thing is leave that stuff alone. I don't even drink a cooler right now. We be having social events at the house. People like, yo, we got coolers, we got Corona or whatever. I'm good. Oh, you a lame, you don't drink nothing. I ain't no lame. I know my limits. If I smoke a joint, I might take a toot. If I take a toot, I might do this. So I know my limits. I know where I'm at. PH was saying something about voting. Listen, we talking about my life and trying to get people out these streets, man. But thank you for the support. It said, imagine voted against your best interest, then blaming DEI and gay people for being poor. Thank you for that, man. Albert said, you would be welcome to Cosmism. I don't know what that is, but thank you. What's that? Rudell say, hey. Hey, Rudell. This is the United States, man. Jumry said, what state is this? Christian said, ain't that how the rap game was associated with the drug game? Yeah, the rap game is associated with a drug game. Same thing, because most of us, we grew up around it. So those who make it in the rap game, that's what they talking about. But like I said, I don't glorify or glamorize none of that stuff. I made mistakes. I count that as a mistake, and I try to do better. Hold on, let me see that. Bro, I feel for you, bro. You ain't got to feel for me, man. My goal right now, man, is to help people not do what I did. Antonio said, I get that book, but I need that autograph. Most definite. Listen, man, the book is on Amazon. Please get the book, man, for those who interested. It can help some young people. This book here, it's going to show backwards, so please forgive me. This is the book, man, 100 Years, A Journey to End a Vicious Cycle. And that 100 years represent my family collectively wasted 100 years in prison, man. And that's not nothing to brag about. And let me share this too. Like when I was in prison, man, I done seen brothers in there. I seen one family so big, it's like 8 or 10 of them. 8 or 10 like brothers and cousins in there at the same time. That's when I knew it was a problem. He said, love from Amsterdam. My, oh my. Michael Smith said, I like it, bro. John Reed said, what country is this? This is the United States. Michael Smith said, you definitely a strong-minded person. I would say my religion motto is seek knowledge. Facts. Live humbly, respect the earth. Most definitely. You 5%. Michael Smith said, hold on. Are you man 40s? I'm 42. That's what's up, Mike. I'm welcoming you to my religion. Okay. Is it Mornar? Mornar said, hello. Hey. Peter said, yes, the life of the streets, gang, victimhood should never be an excuse to dodge responsibility for our actions, do better, make you look like, yeah, listen, ain't no victim. You ain't got no victim here, man. I know the mistakes I made and I accept the responsibility. I paid dearly, man. I paid dearly, so ain't no victim. Ain't no victim with me. As I said, I showed some people with a book, man. I also went to school, man, got a degree. So ain't no victim. I took responsibility. I know a lot of people who took responsibility for their actions. That's brazy. Okay. Morin said, you're good, man. Morin said, I'm Muslim. Oh, that's what's up. You submit to the will of the Most High, huh? Peter said that this man is a good example of reform from the mistakes of the past. Most definite. Rodolfo said, that's nice, Morin. Bella said, you speak wisdom, Mark. I'll buy your book. Keep up the good preaching. Thank you. Somebody said, because why? You go to jail for bad behavior. Yeah, you go to jail for bad behavior. Most definite. I understand that. all that say is, man, on earth, in life, that there's consequences for our actions. And some of us can buy our way out or whatever it may be, but in life, man, even if people don't hold you accountable, eventually life will. So there's accountability in life if you live long enough, man. Listen, man, I want to make sure y'all like this video, man. If you finding value in this video, go and like this video, share it so other people can hear this, man. And if you have not done it, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Peter Mead said the folks that were willing to take theirs were where they earned it aren't here no more. The folks that were willing to take theirs where they earned it ain't here no more. Okay. Daniel Canvas said authorships is good career. If the books resonate with the people, it will sell thousands. Thank you, Daniel. Reality Law said race is a social construct. We all shades of wheat. Thank you. Morris said, what's the news? A lot of people regurgitate that BS sentiment about victim mentality. Yeah, I'm telling. I know a lot of people stood up for their consequences, man. A whole bunch of them. The majority of the people that I know that got caught up, they took that. They took it on the chin because they know they made choices that got them that. So, yeah, ain't no victims around here. Peterman said all the stand up folks on both sides are dying off. That's a fact. Yeah, yeah. You sold drugs in prison too, just admit it. Michael said you sold drugs in prison too. Early on, I might have made, some mistakes, but once I learned and once I really start reflecting on me as an individual, there's a lot of stuff I won't do just because I don't think it's right. And I look at the effects that it have on other people. So no, it's certain stuff I don't do. Selling drugs, and especially in the Black community, but anywhere, it hurts, it destroys lives. It damages the community. But thanks for sharing that. Cool Cheetah says, seeing the street culture movies was very cool and all, but after listening it from you, it sounds much serious. Yeah, because now you're talking about people's lives. It ain't just a movie where everybody die and then the next day they in another movie or they on the next episode. This is real life. Once you gone, it's over with. You ain't coming back. So people who make them choices, man, and it's crazy because I even thought it out. I was like, okay, if I go back to jail, I know I'm gonna get 10 years or more, but I justified that. I understood that people can come rob you and kill you. I understood this, I understood that, but in my crazy mind, I justified it because that's where I was at. It is what it is. So I know how your mama feel. Yeah, she was hurt. She proud now. She excited of who I became today. But yeah, it hurt her. But we don't think about our family like when if somebody get killed in the streets, man, people write on the wall, RIP, he was the realest or whatever that crazy stuff is. But their family got to live with that. When somebody get a long sentence, their family got to live with that. Michael said, my grandfather passed in March 27th. On March 27th, keep the family Flemings in your prayer. Much prayers for your grandfather, your family. I don't know if your grandma's still here, but prayers for her, you, and the entire Michael Flemings family. Prayers up. Thank you, sir. Florida said, hi, my brother. Remember, you're not black or white. Okay. Razor said, how's being black make a difference? Razor, being see, if you talk about it, they're gonna say you talking victim mentality. You see what I'm saying? It'd be misinterpreted, but being black plays a difference on the other side. Like the benefit of the doubt is not always there as a black man. It's a lot of stuff, man. I really can't talk about it. You got to experience it to understand it. So, but it ain't no victim from me, but I will speak the truth. But it does make a difference on a negative. It is what it says, said ding, ding. Wesley said, when you're not in your car, it's hard to disagree. Wesley, Wesley, thank you, man. Chris said, hello, my brothers. We all share one thing in common, and that is we all have felons and child support. I don't have child support, man. But I know what you're saying. It is a lot of peers I know do got child support. Suspect band said, my car won't start. Okay. The YouTuber said, hey, YouTuber. I just got here. What I missed, man. You missed a whole lot, man. I spoke about my life, high, low. I hope you're still here. I hope you're still here. Make sure you like this video. I'm talking about my past and how I made mistakes, sold drugs in the projects, end up going to prison. Today, my message is to young people, man, get out them streets, leave them gangs alone, because it ain't going to lead you nowhere to death, prison, and they say institutions. You can also mess around, be addicted to drugs. It's always a bad end when you're in them streets, man. Get out the streets, whether you're selling drugs, whether you're doing scams, whether you're robbing people. Leave them streets alone, man, because it's going to lead to an early death. Mine Burr said, is rape as common in jails, people and movies and stuff make it out to be? No, not my experience. It ain't as common because it's willing people there. And so you got enough willing people that goes on, but it does happen. It's just as real as they say, but you know, everybody is how you conduct yourself, man. If you're gonna go there and be a stand-up person, you got to defend yourself now. You got to hold your own. It ain't gonna be like everybody's gonna like you, because just like out here in society, everybody not gonna like you. They might not like the way you look. You may remind them of somebody. So it's dangerous in there. You don't want to go, man. Our main diligence said not everybody is meant to be rich, but everybody can be poor. Never heard that before, but that's a powerful statement, right? And everybody running away from being poor. Like they say, like what 50 Cent say, get rich or die trying. Right? I don't accept that. That's not where I'm at. It's good for him. I'm not gonna die trying to get rich. I'm gonna die just living my life. So, but that was a good point, man. Lord Jesus loves us. It said God is with you in your struggles, bro. Just ask him for help. Most definite. AE says, sup? Oh, me nah. Samantha said, good morning. Well, good morning to you. Christian Thomas said, did you ever marry? Yes. Razor, too many zesty rappers these days. Black community needs to get it together and stop being sassy. That ain't everybody. You're gonna have that everywhere you go, man. That's just a part of life. That's what it is. That's life, man. You can't control what other people do. The only person you can control in life is you. You can't even control your children. So let live, man. Just let people live. Michael Wilbur said there are 49 states and one district, Washington, D.C. Okay. Rudy said, fight the good fight. I keep the faith. Also, man, listen, man, make sure you grab the book. This book is inspirational, it's helpful. 100 years, a journey to end a vicious cycle. And 100 years represent collectively my family wasted 100 years in prison. And that just includes me, my brother, and a couple of my cousins. And I'm on a journey to end that cycle, man. High Low said, keep doing good, bro. Felix said, where's the weed from Amsterdam? Okay. Wilbur said, morning world, geniuses. Doctor Who, what, where? Was it hard to find Stink? Okay. Felix said, love is my religion, like Bob Marley. Okay. Ariel got a new subscriber. Keep it going. Can you shout out to me? My name is Tootie. Shout out to Tootie. Big shout out to Tootie. Thank you for the sub. Appreciate you. Christian Thomas said, Mark, man, you actually did something positive, telling the young don't do the game at all. Most definitely, man. Man, I beg you, man. That's something I don't mind telling, even they don't listen, man, because I worked at a facility and we tell them young people all they want to hear about, well, what happened in prison? I try to tell you, man, you don't even have to know about it. You don't have to go to prison. Stay out of prison, man. Please, man, I beg y'all. Don't throw your life away. And some people don't listen until they got the gun in their face or they're about to die or they're in a bad situation. Now's the time to wake up, man. Enough of us are dying. Enough of us are going to prison. Now is the time to wake up, man. Hey, make sure y'all like this video, share it, get it out to other people so we can make a difference, man. Felix said, no victim mentality. No victim mentality, man, at all. It said, I have a whole box of degrees. Which one would you like? Okay. Yeah, I got a couple of them myself, man. I came out here, I put work in, but thank you. JVT said, hello, I just got here. What we're talking about, we're encouraging young people to get out the street, JVT. We're encouraging people to leave them drugs alone, leave the streets alone. Even when it's crazy because even some of them become rappers and still try to do that street stuff. My words is, man, get out the streets. Let's live a regular life, man. Let's be regular human beings, make the best of this world, try to make the world a better place, be a good example to our kids, to our neighbor kids, to our community. Thank you. Samantha said, I love what you're doing. Thank you, Samantha. Make sure y'all like this video, man. Share it, get it out to other people. Share this video, get it out to other people. JB said, every lie that we tell incurs a debt to the truth. Sooner or later, that debt will be paid. Valerie Legasov. Man, that was a powerful statement, JBT. I like that. Thank you. Michael said, the world is short. Just last week, I was 18. Now I'm 70. Embrace life and live it. History will repeat itself, but we won't. One time, though, through life. You only got one time through life, and that's why we got to make the best of it. When you waste time in jail, when you waste time in prison, man, that's time you could have been doing something positive with your life, man. You could have been helping other people. Even the people that's in prison that them woke up family, some of them are trying to do better. They giving out positive books. So it ain't all bad, but I'm telling you, you don't want to be in them environments, man, because the rules are different in those environments. Tara said, where are you from, big bro? Okay, I'm gonna just tell you where I was at. I'm somewhere else now, but where I used to, do the street stuff, is my family still there, is I was in the Philadelphia area, through Delaware, Wilmington, Delaware, Philadelphia, New Jersey, and New York City. That was my circle in that East Coasting area. Michael said, we all are born into the world without your choice. Yeah, you got to make choices. And we can't blame nobody. Tara said, where are you from, big bro? I just told you, you got it? Greeting. Samuel Guzman said, greetings, sir. You must really love plaid shirts. He said, I do too. Glad to see you're doing well, man. Thank you, man. Cash Reading said, what's the topic, man? I'm encouraging young people to get out these streets, man. That's what I'm talking about today. Today is for the young people and older people too, because I know people that's 30, 40, and 50 and still in the streets. Get out the streets, man. Get your life together. Wherever you at now, start from here. Get out the streets. Do something else, man. Find local resources in your area so you can get help. I've been in prison, this for cash, and I was telling people I made mistakes being in prison. But when I got out, man, I wrote this book, 100 Years, A Journey to End a Vicious Cycle. The 100 years represent, man, my family collectively wasted 100 years in prison. I'm responsible for 15 of them years, man. I did 2 years one time, got out, ended up going right back, and I did 13 years. So Cash Reading, did you get that? Michael Wilbur said, we all share the air we breathe, and we don't even realize that. That was a powerful statement. Samuel said, great advice. I Am Richard said, buddy, your opinion on excessive technology depends The excessive technology dependence in today's world. Yeah, yeah, your opinion on excessive technology dependence in today's world. Okay. Michael said, or you may be in prison in another country. Yeah, yeah, because let me share this too. I was in prison at one situation, where my family can visit me. They was close. They had to build additional because we was getting overcrowded, so they had to build another prison. But they shipped us out 5 hours away, which made it even harder. And that was only 5 hours because we was gonna end up in California, but they shipped us to the I think Virginia, 5 hours away, and that's a hardship for your family and all that. So you can go to prison one place and you might end up somewhere else. And if Trump have it, you can even end up in if Trump has his way, you can even end up in El Salvador. JVT said, I think it's cool what you're doing, man. Probably saving people lives in the future. Hopefully, man. Michael said, passive income. Let's go fishing. That's what's up. Mimar said, I mean, no disrespect at all, sir. The way you speak and look reminds me of Bow Wow's daddy off a movie Roll Bounce. Bless you, man. Thank you, man. I don't know if I look like him, but thank you. Phony Rice said, what does upset mean? Seth, did you spell it right? What you trying to say? I didn't get that, man. Help me out. Help me out with that. Boolum said, you look like Sean Kingston. I don't know about that. Daniel Campbell said, is racial-based hiring a current challenge? Will people hire or disqualify people based on color? In some places, it was quite a challenge in the 60s. What about today? It still exists. It still exists, especially if you got, let me just be honest. You can get a job. You got to work hard. Excuse me, you got to work hard and all that. But at the same time, there's going to be challenges. Because remember this, as human beings, we attract what we're comfortable with. And sometimes they might not be comfortable with you or comfortable with me. So there are always going to be challenges. Michael Wilbur said, is that your book? Yes, sir, that's my book. Michael said, remember to like and subscribe. Hey, man, y'all, like this video, man. Make sure you like this video. Share this video, man, so other people can get this information, man. Like I said, my goal is to help as many people as I can. I want to encourage young people to get out the streets, encourage young people to get out of the streets. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, man. I thank y'all for the continued support. Thank you. Double tap the like button. He said double tap. Hey, double tap the like button, whatever that means. Steven said my wife's boyfriend was in prison. Okay. Good luck said, I think you're a respectful young man, but you really need to stop spewing mainstream talking points. One day, think for yourself and get off of that democratic slave plantation. I'm going to ignore that. Jarrell said, we all have our trials and tribulations, but we are participants of good and evil. Right. It's about choices. And one thing I learned to do is take responsibility for the choices I make. And what I do, I try to do that before I make them. Because people can make bad choices and then try to apologize when the damage is done. But the goal should be to think before we do it, man. That's why I try to sit back and think before I do it. How this is going to affect me, first of all. How this choice is going to affect other people. So I try to think before. We just can't haphazardly do stuff because you will affect somebody else. We don't live on this planet or on an island by ourselves. But thanks for sharing that. Jarrell said there's a consistent spiritual battle always. Right. And that's, you know what that's called, Jarrell? That's called growth. That's how you're going to grow, because you're going to decide whether to do this, but you're going to be hearing voices, not literal voices, but you're going to be dealing with the spirit, to spirituality talking to you or whatever. good and evil, whatever, however you want to determine it, man. But yeah, thank you for sharing that. Mark, man, never been to prison, never been to jail, never did nothing like that. Let me share this, Christian. It's people I know, right? All it took for them was to sit in the cop car. Them jokers ain't never do another, they ain't never do nothing ever again in their life. It's people that they went to the police station. That's all it took. They didn't do nothing else in life. When they went to that police station and sat in that jail, that was it. They was done. Some people went to jail one time and that was it. And then there's some knuckleheads like me that been two. I've been there twice. But there's some people that keep going and keep going and keep going because they hard-headed and they don't learn. I was one of the hard-headed ones. Thanks for sharing that, Christian. John T. Weaver said, rebuilding, always rebuilding. Jarrell said it's been shoved down the youth's throat since the 90s. Yeah. And we got to watch what we glamorize too. You know, like even like certain music you like, you got to be careful with the music I like. But I listen to stuff differently now. I listen to it with a mature mind. So I can listen to certain stuff and it take me there, but I ain't gonna take it and do nothing crazy. But imagine a weaker mind person. You listen to them certain songs, man, it's gonna have you hyped up to do something crazy. But thank you for sharing that. Christian Thomas said, I subscribe. Thank you. Shout out Christian Thomas. Thank you for that. Make sure you like this video, man. Like this video. Somebody said, tap on your like button. That's what somebody said. I guess that helps out. Real dude said, hey, bro, wish you a great day. Real dude, man, same to you. Wish that to you. Thank you. Real dude said, I'm rebuilding myself. We all are, man. We all are work in progress. We not done. He not done with us yet. He said, been out for a month. Congratulations, man. One thing you got to do is, I want to say this to you, real dude. When you get out, I know when I got out, I seen other people, they come and showing their new cars, and you want to be on their level. Don't follow them, man. Don't stay where you at. Continue to take them baby steps, man. Don't get caught up with where everybody else is at and all the images and illusions that you're going to see from other people. So be careful. Guard your mind. Don't try to compete with everybody. They've been out there. I don't know how long you was gone, but you just coming home. Relax. Go ahead, get your little job or whatever. CJ said, what's up? Your lock come up in your crib. Can a lock come up? CJ, I didn't understand what you said. You said, what's up? Can a lock come up in your crib? Don't know what you're saying. Mike said, great advice, but every generation will have its own issues. This generation has personal conflicts with oneself. Yeah, right. But it's all similar because I dealt with low self-esteem. So that's still conflicts. And I know some people I know, a lot of people I know, whether they know it or not, for us to put our lives on the line, it got to be something about us that we don't love. Because once we love ourselves, man, certain stuff you're not going to do because you value it. Look at it like this. When you buy a new car, you love that car and you're going to take care of that car. Same thing with your body. When you love yourself, you're going to protect that. You're going to clean it. You're going to shine the tires, clean the inside. So I think we got to do a better job at loving ourselves. It's I like the button down, looking clean, OG. Thank you, Michael Vonovic. Thank you. Byron said, good morning, bro. And chat. Thank you, Byron. Appreciate you. STU said, I graduated from my son's safety program in 3 weeks. My pending record won't be there. Philly, shout out. What parts you in? North Philly, South Philly, Germantown, Mount Airy. I know all about Philly. I'm not from Philly though, but I know a lot of spots in Philly, man. We just go up Aramingo. But go ahead. Crazy Steve, bang them books, not the street. Most definite. That's what it's out. That's what it's about. Man, them streets, you're going to end, your number going to be called. And the sad thing about the streets, a lot of time it be your own people that get you. The ones you love, you done went over his house, ate at his mom's house, he done ate at your mom's house, and then you kill one another. Byron said, one thing I observe about the youth is that they don't read. Yeah, man, because but it's so easy now, man. You can even get the what you call them, auto books. You can even find auto books and play it in your car. So it's real easy with technology. Ill Will said that's how the feds do. Yeah, but it's back. But Ill Will, my thing is about our choices, man. Be responsible for the choices that we make. Hey man, make sure y'all share this video, man. Get it out to the algorithm so more people can see this and get this valuable information. Mango said, be an inspiration to the youth. They need it, most definite. Jarrell said, hardships cause people to change when there are no words to comfort themselves. Yeah. Samuel said, to be honest, if I were an employer, I would never hire anybody with their pants hanging halfway down their butt, black or white. Yeah, they do have to, you know, but I think people need to get with the people, get with the young people, man. Why do you do that? Find out, talk to them, you know. And sometimes I don't know. It's like a big gap between the youth and some of us older people. But we got to be able to reach them to get to them. If you really want to help them, you got to be able to reach them, man, and talk to them and see what they're going through. Why do you wear your pants like that? Find out. Byron said when quiz the kids about the count of Monte Cristo, the young say, who? Right, right. Yeah, like you said, reading, man. But like I said, there's so many resources, man. And we got to present a lot of stuff to them because they may not know. Monte Cristo, that's right. Samuel Guzman said, great book by Dumas. Okay. Everyone have a promise to eternal life. It's up to us to determine how to get there. Good stuff. I recommend that you read an article daily, smarter every day. Yeah, the more you read, because our brains and our minds are like muscles. Well, our brain is like a muscle. The mind is more spiritual, but the brain is like a muscle. So we got to exercise that. Thank you for sharing that. Most people be operating on a frequency not much higher than, he said, than an animal. Yeah, we do be on some low frequency, petty stuff. You're right, though. SBC, Baby said, Mark still with J Money serving everybody. I don't know. I'm not with no J Money. I'm not serving nobody. Samuel said the book is not like the movie. Jim Caviezel played the role well. Louis Guzman was hilarious in the movie. Okay. Azrael said, get out, Trump. Okay. Life is much easier than you have money when you have money. Yeah, but sometimes if you ain't got self-control, and it's somewhere in the scriptures, man, it's somewhere in the scripture. It says a man who controls himself is better than a man who runs a city. And a man who runs a city got a lot of responsibilities. He got to deal with this department, that department. But they said a man who able to control himself, not get anger over, let rage take over. A man who controls himself is better than the man who runs a city. Ill Will say, you sound like you didn't finish. Chris said, Pygmalion effects. Pygmalions, Michael said, broke. Hi, I'm here to repo your car. Okay. Samuel, please stop making this about Trump. Respect the office, no matter who occupies it. Okay, good stuff. We talking about, man, helping the kids right now. We talking about helping, saving some lives. Byron said, crazy, Steve. When I hear someone say they are a beast, I run the other way. Facts. Chris Truth said, raise the bar. See, somebody said, okay, MAGA back in business. We talking about saving young people in these communities, man, before they get killed in these streets and before they end up in prison. Michael Wilbur said, what made you change your life, man? Wasn't better for me. I knew I wanted better for me because if I'd have stayed on that course, it had just kept being prison or it would have been death because of the choices that I was making. Paul said, kids are not kids. You are perfect the way God made you. Oh, he talking about trans. Okay. That's good stuff too, man. I ain't gonna knock that. Paul said, don't be a trans. Okay. Ill Will was said, was you at Victorville? No. Jory said, my grandfather was institutionalized since 1950, and the rest of my family, and they told me was a choice. Okay. He never got out since then? Abdul said, wow, poor Kanye. Okay. Real dude said, appreciate the device, man. Listen, man, real dude, man. And also with the females, man, they're gonna expect you to have this. Stay where you at, man. You might not have the money or all that. Don't be pressured to do anything crazy, real dude. That's what I want to tell you, man. Cause then you'll be the one going back before them other dudes. Michael Wimmer said, buy used cars from auctions, drive them for a while, sell it for profit, repeat. Good stuff, Michael. Yeah. Jerry said the environment is the same, but the prospect is different. Okay. Real Street Comedy said hi. Hey. Byron said, yeah, I love me some me. It's all about loving you, man, because when I didn't love me, that's when I was in the streets. That's when I went to the streets, man. Even though I grew up in the projects, man, we had a lot of love. We had a lot of love, man. But love got to be within you. You got to love you from within. Otherwise, you're going to be always chasing something. That's why some people, they always buy all these clothes and they try to dress it up on the outside, but you got to build that on the inside, man. So as I say, man, young people get out them streets, leave them streets alone, selling them drugs, buying these guns and killing people. That's not what's up, man, because you yourself may end up being dead, may end up going to prison, man. Get your lives together, man. You can make it. You are smart. I never thought I was smart, man, until I got out of prison and I went to college. And the only thing difference I was doing in school was studying. That's why I was smart. I studied. So you can do anything you want. You can be anything you want. Michael said, never pick on yourself. There are enough people in the world that would crap on you. Most definite. Muhammad said, hi, sir. What do you do? Man, right now I'm talking about, helping these young people, man. I do a little bit of community work with, young people, trying to encourage them to stay out these streets. That's one of the things I do, Muhammad. I also wrote the book, man. You might want to check it out. 100 Years, A Journey to End a Vicious Cycle. And that 100 years represent how my family collectively wasted 100 years in prison. Myself, my brother, and a couple of my cousins. We wasted 100 years in prison. I'm on a journey to break that cycle. Lugbar said, when are you going to collab with Vitaly and Johnny Somali? It would be good for your channel. Vitality and Johnny Somali. I would love to. I'm open to stuff like that. Love Bug. I really don't know them. I will try to look into who they are. Yeah, but I'm with that. Thanks for sharing that. Brandon said, facts. The youth never read. Okay. Byron says, shout out to Philly for them hard rock bucks. Yeah. Yeah. Listen, man, Philly is a dangerous street, dangerous city. Most definite. Drew said, God scattered us across the four corners because of our disobedience. That's a fact, man. But it's up to us to get where we need to be, man. That's why we got choices. That's why we supposed to think. Think before you do it, man. Don't do it. Now people be like, don't do it, man. If in life, man, we can just stop. If we can freeze for a minute before we do some of the stuff we do, we probably wouldn't even do it. If we can just freeze for a few minutes to think about it before we do it, we probably wouldn't even do it. Mike said, when opportunity knocks, grab it. Brandon said, yes, sir. Sam said, sadly, yes, they don't read. The American educational system is failing, which is why I agree that those departments should listen. Elvin said, bro, go to work. Okay. Michael Wilbur said that gap between you and the young is age. Yeah, that's what it is. And also, it needs to be understanding. Michael Wilmer, part of that gap is a lack of understanding. We don't understand or respect one another. So the young gotta respect the old, and vice versa. The old gotta respect the young. Ralph X said, "Then your brain is dead." Ralph X, what was you responding to? Because I didn't get it. Brandon said, "Yeah." Say, but he right. Jared, I always had a job and was blessed to have one. Always dealt with discrimination through other people, trauma. So I never jumped into that cancer. Okay, Jarrell, thank you. He said, just finished reading the ISIS papers by Francis. Yeah, I'm familiar with that. You know, that flows throughout the system, ISIS papers. But I ain't heard that. I ain't heard that word in a minute. Thank you for sharing that, Brian Floyd. Liz said, peasants. Okay. Okay. Michael said, best book every man should read is How to Win Friends and Influence Others by Dale Carnegie. Ralph X, save your kids. Keep them in school. Most definite. Kebaru said, we appreciate you immensely, Mark. Thank you, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Like this video, man. Get the likes. Show your appreciation. Somebody said tap on the like button. I don't know what that means. They said tap on it. But make sure y'all like, tap on the screen, do something. We got somebody that's spamming. So I got to go ahead. No matter what you talk about, it's gonna be somebody bring negativity, man. But that's okay. That's, you know, if that's where they at, that's where they at. Sam said, truly, only the gospel of Jesus Christ can change a man's heart. Okay. Jared says it's hard to get the youth to understand what is happening around them, but they follow the instructions from rappers and Hollywood views on how we should live. Yeah. And the streets and all that, they follow that. It's the cure. Samuel said it's the cure, but the people don't want it. Byron said, is Gen X is in the chat? Remember Encyclopedia Brown? Most definite. I remember it. Jory said he passed away. Okay. Mike said, have a good morning. Taking the dogs out, man. Thank you for joining this chat and sharing your insight, man. We appreciate that. But like I said, Samuel Guzman said, Gen X's here. I'm 49 years old. We're in the house, man. Assalamu. Okay, he said, Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum assalam, my brother. Samuel Guzman said, I grew up in the projects too. That's what's up. You didn't let it consume you, because there's some people that grew up like that, they're not here to talk about it. Lord Mastodon said, my brother, you're doing God's work. Peace. Thank you for that. I don't know what he was saying, so I ain't even gonna read that. From prison to university, choose your institution. Lord said, from prison to university, choose your institution. That's one of the things I did, man. As I said, I wrote the book, 100 Years, A Journey to End a Vicious Cycle. And that represents that my family wasted 100 years in prison. Collectively, me, my brother, and a couple of my cousins, I'm on a journey to end that cycle. And when you talk about universities, that's a picture of one of my degrees. So I didn't just sit back when I got out. I knew I wanted, you know, to further my education and also increase my chances of employment or whatever I wanted to do in life. And that's what I did. You can't let that hold you down. Samuel said you can't let that hold you down. In spite of that, I took advantage of the great opportunities this great country offers. Most definite. Byron said, absolutely not. Okay, that's what I'm talking to. Most of my fellow friends that I hung out with in the projects all became heroin addicts, sadly. Yeah, some people gonna fall to by the wayside. But I'm telling you this, when you talk about addiction, man, they should use this term inside. They said addiction is baffling. And what that means is addiction has you thinking you're in control. That's why most people that's addicted to anything, and this can be drugs or alcohol, they think they got it. I'm good. But they say addiction is baffling, man. You can't understand it. That's why I don't even mess with it. Oh, I got somebody I got to go and get rid of. Thank you for your service, man. When you come here, man, make sure you read the community guidelines. Be respectful. The respect is the least you can do, man. George said, I grew up in a single family household and grew up in poverty, and I watched my mother struggle. It affected my older brother, and he chose gang life and got locked up, and I chose better. That happened a lot. Even in my household, I got a brother, he didn't do none of that. He went to the military. He did good all his life. He never did the street stuff I did. So thanks for sharing that. GC said, it's crazy how Mexico is responsible for opioid crisis in the U.S., but it said, but I never met an addict in Mexico. Ooh, I didn't think about that. It ain't none over there. I don't know, but that's a good point. It said, what is the solution? The solution is we got to be responsible for our lives, man. We got to make responsible decisions. We got to think things through. Those who need help got to get help. It's resources. I believe in self-help because especially what I know now, I know certain things and I'm able to really help myself. But some people can't help themselves, man. So they're going to need to reach out to other resources. So the solution is know that you're responsible for your actions. Know that there's consequences, good or bad, and think before you do it. My wife of 30 years is at home, probably preparing me dinner. That's what's up, which I will eat once I get off of work. That's a good thing. You blessed. That's a blessing, man, to have somebody there, a teammate, a partner, a loved one to help you out. That's some good stuff, Samuel. Blast Shot West said, hey, Blast Shot West. Saliba says, sup, Unc? What's happening? Samuel said, I got married at 18 years old. I'm a one-woman man. Don't want an STD. You're a good man. She said, trust me, I know. Somebody said, where you get your shirt from? One of them stores, man. I don't necessarily remember. But when the youngin is different, they need guidance. Yes, we all need guidance for real, but especially the young people, man. Man, make sure y'all like this video. Make sure you like the video, man. Share it with other people, man, so we can help some of these young people. Share this video so we can help some of these young people, man. I want to thank y'all for the continued support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm gonna leave it open for some last comments, man. Last thoughts and comments. We've been on here for a while. What up, OG? Mark. Okay. Peace of mind, love, overstanding, health, and many blessings. Thank you, Mr. Smith. Thank y'all for the continued support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Make sure you like this video, man. Also, I wrote the book, man, about my life, how I wasted all that time in prison. My family collectively wasted 100 years. I'm on that journey to end this cycle, man. This book is available on Amazon. 100 Years, A Journey to End a Vicious Cycle. Check the book out. Check the book out. Check the book out. Riley Johnson said, Jesus love you, brother. Thank you. I appreciate that. Need all the love I can get. Thank you. But my goal, man, is help these young people, man. Save them before they end up dead or in prison or on drugs. We want to help these young people. Blast out, don't offend Izzy. I know that's you, Jay. Hi, Mark. Roman is King said, hi, Mark. I just joined the stream. Roman is King said, I just joined the stream. Thank you, man. I shared a little bit how I made bad choices, sold drugs in the projects, but I was encouraging young people to get out these streets, man, get their lives together, man. Don't join no gangs, leave them gangs, leave the streets alone because your end gonna be terrible. It's gonna be death or in jail. Get your life together. Get your life. Donna said, never too late to change. Exactly. Never too late to change. I know that. I'm a witness to that. But you gotta want that change. You gotta want that change, man. You gotta we need more people like that. Roman is king. Thank you. I appreciate that. Make sure you like this video. Like this video. Blast shot West said, Mark, I'm trying to find a way to wash this paper, then I'm going to quit. You can wait all you want, man. If you don't get out as soon as possible, the longer you take, the more chances of something bad can happen, man. We love you. We don't want nothing that bad to happen to you, man. Don't make no excuse. Get a job for now. Leave them streets alone, man. The streets don't love you. The streets do not love you, man. Donna said, I think it takes something to happen before they change, usually. Yeah, a lot of times it do take for something to happen. But the thing about it, I was a fool. And that means it could have kept happening, and I still was going to continue to do the dumb stuff. That's why it took me more than one time to go to prison, because I was one of the hard-headed ones. And I know some people even more hard-headed than I was. They 50 years old, still using drugs, still going to jail. Somebody said I made some. But I thank y'all, man, for the continued support, man. Go and like this video. Like the video. Share the video. Same said, I'm a commercial truck driver. I work logistics. Sometimes I have to wait for hours on a customer to have some freight ready for me to move. So it gives me time to chat. Thank you, man. I appreciate you coming through. Thank you. Go and like this video, man. If you new here the first time, I welcome you here. I just was sharing and encouraging young people to leave these streets alone. I was encouraging young people to leave these streets alone, get your lives together, man, before it's too late. Before you end up hurting your mom, before you end up hurting your dad, your grandma, get out these streets, make better choices, man. If you're in the streets, I'm talking to you. Get out the streets, man. Make better choices for your life, man. Love yourself. Learn to love yourself, man. Learn to love yourself. If you just coming home from prison, man, take your time, take baby steps, get it together, man. Because you know you don't want to go back. You know you don't want to go back. Get your lives together, man. Make sure y'all like this video, man. Like it, share it. Any last comments? He said, I'm out just unknowingly, not knowing where to hide. Okay. Donna said, well, look at you now anyway. That's a blessing, Donna. Thank you. I was one who thought change wasn't possible. But in reality, I'm 47 and it takes believing. You're awesome, man. Man, thank you. James said, that's true. As MJ said, to change, look at the man in the mirror. That's what Mike said. Roman is king, but now that you're telling me all of this, I'm now going out for a run and going to get something healthy to eat. Thank you, man. But make sure you do the right thing. Thank you. YouTuber says, seriously, decision making will catch up eventually, positive or negative. Unfortunately, when the streets gets in their blood, it's hard to change them. It is, man. It's hard, but just because it's hard, don't mean it's impossible. It's still possible. It's hard, but possible. Donna said most of the time it does end up in gas. Yeah. In a bad way. Yeah. Thank you, man. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all, man, for watching. Once again, last time, the book, 100 Years, A Journey to End the Vicious Cycle, available on Amazon. Make sure you get the book out. Pick up the book on Amazon, man. Thank you, man. Samuel said, especially when there's no father to guide the home. That's a whole nother show, man. That's a fact. That's one of the main issues, man. But that's a whole show by itself, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate y'all. I thank y'all for the continued support. Thank you. So hold on, what Donna said. Donna said, "It's that serious that it's usually death." And Roman says some people just want money and will do anything they want for some, but now using violence. Yeah. All right. Steven said Trump 2024, man. But I appreciate y'all. I thank y'all for being patient with me and hearing this out. Man, thank y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. Until next time, y'all be safe out there. Peace.